friends, welcome to a new episode for chess puzzles for beginners, and there will be really more for beginners for some time now, because for some time, for few months, let's say, I shall record solving puzzles on chesskit.com. Here, at least at the beginning, we shall have somewhat easier puzzles than used in previous videos. So let's start here. Here is the first puzzle. It seems to me that here I simply need to fork the rook and the king here, protected with the rook on e2, and that's correct. And now I can take the rook here on d7. Okay, let's move on. Okay. This is not complete obvious now. Okay, there are plenty of options here, but probably I can simply remove the defender here, taking the knight here and then taking the rook with the queen here. Queen on g8 is also a threat, but the last rank is well protected, so not good at the moment. Also, I cannot achieve much with other pieces, so I shall try this, taking the knight here and then taking the rook, and this is correct. Let's move on. Okay. There are many threats on the table here. Our rook on a8 is lost at the moment. So what can we do here? Okay, maybe we can check here on g3. And then checkmate with knight on e3. There is no defense here. King can go only to d1 or f1, and in both cases we have checkmate with the knight on e3. Okay, so here and checkmate here as planned. Okay, let's move on. Okay, doubled rook on e file, but it seems to me that we can also double rook on g file and checkmate, actually, because of the pawn on h3. White king will no square to escape. So check again, and checkmate follows. Okay, it's over here. Let's do the next. Let's go to the next puzzle. Okay. This seems to be a nice one. Probably just checkmate on the last rank. So after rook takes rook, we checkmate with the queen. Okay, let's try this, and now our queen can take with the checkmate. Okay, next one. So okay. We are here taking the queen. We are removing the defender of the queen with the check, and then queen takes queen. I can't see nothing special here from other threats, so let's take it, and let's take the queen. Okay, solved. So let's move to the next puzzle. What can we do here? F2 is well protected, but maybe we can just take the pawn here with the queen, and then we take the bishop, at least. So if I go to F1, I achieve nothing special here. So let's try to take the bishop with the check. Oh no, this was not the best option here. So let's retry. So taking the pawn, maybe I really need to go to F1 first. No. Okay, probably just taking the queen then. No. Okay, I found one not so obvious. So taking here. Oh, this is if I move the knight here. I simply can't see this. Oh, so I'm really blind. H2 is protected. This is checkmate. Oops. Really interesting how sometimes can we miss some things here in chess. A very obvious one. Okay, let's move on. So okay. If I move this pawn, it is lost. No. If I move this pawn, black can proceed to g5. I don't have much options with the king, so probably I need to go with the h pawn here. Correct. Oh, and now I can get the passed pawn by moving f pawn first. If black takes, I go with the h pawn. If black go to the g5, I go to the h5 and passed pawn again. And okay, not immediately. I'm in the check, so I shall take the pawn first, and then I can promote very easily here. So let's move on. So let's move on. This seems very easy, but let's be careful. This is a check. The only defense is bishop to f8, and then we checkmate with the rook, not with the queen, because we must to protect also this h7 square. So this is a checkmate. Okay, next one. Next one here. Okay. Okay. I need to be careful. This is probably wrong because I'm losing the queen and I have now some strong attack to the black's king. Okay, maybe just taking the bishop, the knight on f4 here. Yes, nothing special here. Let's move on. This is easy. I simply take the queen. Black cannot retake because pawn on f7 is pinned by the bishop on a2. So let's take it. And we move on. So let's be careful here. This is a check, but black can escape to g6. So probably probably I should take the pawn here first. I'm not sure here. Not sure here, but this seems more logical to me. No. So let's try the first plan. Yes. And now, oh, okay. Just knight to e5 is a checkmate. Let's move on. Okay. Okay. It seems to me that I simply need to go with the bishop to g5 because a rook on h1 is not protected, and I shall at least win an exchange here. But no, not that simple. not the best place. Probably from, I can do the same from F8 here, and that is not correct. What can we do here? Taking the bishop first. No. Why now? I can't see this one. Let's see an answer here. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Can I simply checkmate? G4 is protected by the knight. Yes, I can. Next one. Oh, this is nice, probably. If I go here and this is check, black can only take with the pawn and then queen is lost, and can take with the queen and again queen is lost. So he took with the queen, but we have bishop on this diagonal here. Great, let's move on. Is this also a simple checkmate? Queen to h2. White can escape only to f1 and then checkmate on h1. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Here we have less material here, but we can check here and let's try this. Correct. And now, of course, we are not going to take the queen, we are down in materials, so probably taking the pawn here. And so, shall we go for some kind of repetition here? Because we are down in a material, I can't see that we can win this game. So I shall probably go here to check again. And yes, we are moving from f6 to d8 and then again to f6. Okay. This is a nice one. This is probably checkmate in one. Or not in one. Sorry. Rook is pinned, but king can take. If king takes, okay, I'm not sure here yet, but this is probably the solution. This is probably the solution. Let's try sacrificing the rook here. Okay. And now what? Okay, we can go simply here, and this is checkmate because rook cannot protect here, and g1 is protected by the bishop. Okay, let's go on. It seems that I can simply take two bishops for one. Taking the bishop here and then taking another with the queen. Yes, correct. Let's proceed as planned. Correct. Let's move on. So what can we do here? If I take the knight, I'm not achieving much. If I take the pawn. It seems well protected. Oh, so not here. What else can we do here? What else can we do here? Okay, now let's simply make a threat by moving the rook to g5. We are threatening to checkmate on g7. And I guess there is no defense here. Yes. Simply there is no defense here. Here is the next one. Okay. Okay. Making a threat again. Probably this. I'm not sure here. Okay. Can we move the bishop first? I'm simply not sure here. I shall probably miss this one. But correct. There is no continuation here. Okay, probably we can go later with the bishop to d5 and at least win the rook. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. I'm not sure here. I'm not sure here. If I take the knight, white retakes. And I have probably nothing. So what can we do here? If I take the pawn here, white retakes with the queen and protects the knight again. I am not sure what can I do later. If I take it here, no. I can probably try this. I have no better idea here. No. Let's retry it. If I take the knight here, this is correct, but what now? What can I do now? What can I do now actually? What can I do now actually? What can I do now actually? I'm actually not sure at all. Oh, very nice. I can simply fork, protect it with the knight here. Yes, that was correct. And then I take the knight on f3 here. So let's move on. Okay. If I check here, only bishop can protect that. And then I can checkmate with the queen on e8. Oh, another bishop also, so check again, and then also checkmate on e8 with the queen. Okay, we shall stop here for today. See you next time.